You know what that sound means? It's another episode of Game for a Movie where we ask, are you game for a movie? My name is Mike. I'll be your host. I am joined by a very special guest. Welcome to the show, Sergio. Welcome, buddy.
Thanks, dude. It's good to be here.
This felt like a good one to have you come on for.
I appreciate it. I don't know much about like the Silent Hill games,
hmm
but I have seen my fair share of gaming movies, and so I thought. And as far as I know, this isn't like a part of. I mean, are there other Silent Hill movies? I'm
I
assuming there probably is like some B movie ones, right?
I think there's like one or two other ones. This is the one that came to mind just because I knew this one was horrible. But I think there's like one or two other ones that kind of none of them are like blockbuster have to watch movies.
Hmm.
Um, this one definitely not.
Yeah,
Um,
I was gonna say.
especially because this one was like shot for 3D, but
Oh
they
yeah.
they went full gimmick on this one.
Mhm.
Uh, whenever we have somebody new on the show, I have to ask you, what is the worst movie you have ever seen?
Ah, man. So that one, that's tough because I guess I have two kind of philosophies on like what I
Mhm.
consider really bad. So, and one of them, but it's just because I'm a Mortal Kombat fan. The Annihilation movie is up there, but that's like worst movie that I enjoy, partially because I'm a fan of the franchise, so I know what it could be, but it's just so bad that it's good. But honestly, after watching this movie, as far as recent memory, this is up there too. Like,
Okay.
and I maybe I'll hate it more than you because you've seen a lot more bad movies. You know what I mean?
I think you're going to be surprised with my ranking, but I think it does because of the bad movies I've seen. I think this one is going to be like a bias in the fact that I've seen so much worse.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a weird one at the end with our rankings.
Okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
good then. I guess add some controversy.
Yeah, right. We also talk about what we are drinking. It is actually 2:15 in the afternoon on a Monday, and I still feel a little hungover from Saturday. So I am actually, this is a weird one for me. I am drinking a Coca-Cola. I'm not going too crazy to start off my Monday. I don't know if you have anything over there or if you have plans tonight. Is there anything
um,
you're drinking over there? Water is fine or anything like that.
I have a Bloom sparkling energy drink just
There you go.
because I wanted to try something different. And Jackie from work, she's put me on, so I was like, you know what, I'll give it a try. It was a peach mango flavor, so
There you go.
um, I
That
wouldn't be
works.
against a beer right now, but
There's no
it's
judgment. I know I said 2:15 on a Monday. There's no judgment.
yeah.
Sometimes, especially on an off day, you'd catch me with a beer. Um, as I said before, I'm still recovering from Saturday. The Bears played. I was a little feeling it yesterday. I'm gonna give a shout out to one of our sponsors, Liqueur. It is a gummy that helps you with hangovers and stuff like that. I definitely could have used that yesterday. And if you use code GFAM, you can save 20% off your order of Liqueur gummies for using the code GFAM. There we go. That's what you call tying it all together. Liqueur, use code GFAM. You can save 25% or 20% off your order. And I would have gladly used that yesterday. That would have felt great probably if I was smart, but I am not. So there we go.
That's a good plug. I definitely could use those. I'm starting to feel the hangovers a lot more, so
Yeah, get to my age, you'll feel them, buddy. So yeah,
yeah.
I'll save you some money. Use code GFAM, my friend. GFAM. All right, let's talk this bad movie.
Hmm.
Um, this bad movie is Silent Hill Revelation 3D. Uh, came out in 2012. I was gonna have this already, and I did not have it ready. It is an hour and 35 minutes, rated R, directed and written by MJ Bassett. Uh, MJ Bassett is English, actually. She's from the UK. And she is known for being a director of 4 episodes of Power, 4 episodes of Ash versus Evil Dead, a couple episodes of Strike Back. Um, a lot of TV is what I will say on this one. Um, Not a whole lot of movie opportunities, but a lot of TV. I don't know who this person is. And the other writer on this one is Laurent Hadida. And then you've got the actual writer of the series. I am going to butcher the hell out of this. Hiroyuki Owaku.
Hmm. That sounded, I mean,
Sounded okay?
sounds right to me. Yeah, but
Okay, all
I'm
right.
not looking at
All
it.
right, all right. I feel okay about that one.
Yeah.
Sergio, did you know that this movie was nominated for one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 awards?
No. What are they bad awards? They got to be bad awards.
Actually, no.
Or the costume, maybe like the makeup.
A lot of costume and makeup, and then some film or scores.
Oh, okay. I mean, the music was interesting. I was actually kind of surprised at a lot of how I knew a lot of the music and like motifs, like auditory motifs, I guess, or whatever. I had heard so many from like TikTok and other videos and other things,
Yeah.
like the little piano score that plays, like I think towards the end, and then there's like a that weird sound effect that you hear in like every scary video on
Hmm.
TikTok or whatever. It's like it sounds like I don't even know, but I'm sure people that you play the movie. I think it plays in the first like 5 minutes.
Yeah. 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 So it's got a lot of like best makeup, best visual effects, best makeup, costume design, and then a couple like best score, sound editing kind of things. There is one for best film.
Mm.
I do kind of want to see the nominees for this one. I don't know
That's
about
like
that one.
unironically, like
I
somebody
had
not. How does that work? Does it just one person have to vote for
I will say
that?
it's like it's a horror specific one. So this
Okay.
was 2012. So it just kind of
Who was competing? I feel like wasn't that seems like it would be around the same time as like maybe the first Insidious though, or some other like at
well, I will
least, but
say
maybe
I
not.
think the one that won was Cabin in the Woods.
Okay.
So I mean that was a good one. I don't
Yeah, I
think
was gonna say.
hmm,
It feels like there was it wasn't, we weren't starving for horror movies at that time. So hearing that that was even nominated,
right.
but that's just from what I remember at that
Right.
time.
Like it feels like a weird one to have.
Someone really liked Silent Hill.
It also feels weird that I think it's just like lumped together with a bunch of other movies. This is very strange because like it's okay. So this is let me go up to the top here. This is the Rondo Hatton Classic Horror Awards, but in the best film
Oh,
category, there's like 20 films nominated, and I don't have all of these as horror because the winner was Cabin in the Woods. There's also like The Woman in Black, but then you also got movies like The Dark Knight Rises, The Avengers. I don't have those as horror
classic
movies.
horror movies.
Yeah, right. The
Yeah.
Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, the Hunger Games. But then you get things like Paranorman, The Possession, like Prometheus, The Raven. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I, those don't
I don't
feel,
even know. Yeah.
yeah, like I don't think those feel like horror movies to me. Some of those.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Yeah, doesn't feel the relevance. Um, some of the people in this movie: Adelaide Clemens, Kit Harington, Sean Bean. We've got Malcolm McDowell and Carrie Ann Moss. It's a very who's who movie that I was kind of
Mhm.
not expecting. All of a sudden, was like, and this person's in it. What? Why is this
Yeah.
person in it?
It felt like there was like seven actors.
Yeah,
It felt like there was like, they were pretty much, yeah. I mean, and some of them felt like they were only in it for a little bit too.
right.
Like the PI guy, the private investigator in the beginning. I was like, oh, he seems like he's going to be important. Maybe he's going to be a hallucination the whole time. You know?
He definitely felt like a bigger deal, and then all of a sudden he was killed off immediately.
Yeah. I didn't know if I'm allowed to say that he dies or not. I was like,
Oh, we're gonna spoil it all. Like we're
okay.
gonna go through every last detail so that people you don't have to watch this movie. We did it for you.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't. It
Yeah.
was
It is estimated that it was a $20 million budget. The gross
Jesus.
the gross worldwide was 55 million. So it did make its money back. I don't know how much they put into like marketing and stuff, so I don't know how much it made, but at least by those numbers, it does look like it did make its money back. Uh, Rotten Tomatoes numbers, the reason we can watch this movie, 8% critic score, 35% audience score.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just I that's why I guess when you ask like the bad movie, like what's the worst movie? It wasn't fun. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it felt like it was just moving you through like set pieces, and
Hmm.
then it was just like I felt like I missed a whole scene,
Yeah.
like from scene to scene. I was like, what's going on? But the crazy part is that the beginning is just straight exposition. Like
Hmm.
even with Sean Bean having like the hallucination of I guess it was his wife. I can't like I'm
Yeah.
trying to follow, and like he's just like he's saying it out loud what like the viewer needs to know, because it's like I guess we're entering this video game world, and once again like they think that the audience is too dumb to figure these things out, and like inadvertently makes it more confusing by just saying as much information instead of like trying to like teach it or show it. I guess it's like tell or show don't tell, and
Right.
then I don't get anything because it's like, oh well, now we're in the next scene, she's at school and she's
Right.
being bullied for no
Yep.
reason.
Yeah, exactly. And like that whole thing with the wife and everything too, I was a little confused by because I thought he was like visiting her present day, and then it became like abundantly clear it was the scene about she was sacrificing herself to save the daughter.
Uh-huh.
So like I don't know. It was very confusing. Yes, that's a good way of putting it. This movie was very confusing. Let's start at the beginning and kind of like go into the details
Yeah.
of what this movie was. So, if you want to watch this movie, as always, this is your spoiler warning. We're going to tell you everything about this movie so you don't have to watch it. I think you're going to be okay in the fact that you don't want to watch it. The first thing that caught me off guard was that this is Shout Studios. That is a great sign that this was going to be a terrible movie. Shout Studios has produced a ton of movies that are just kind of low budget. Um, we've covered plenty of their movies before. Um, as soon as that came up, I was like, cool. I know what I'm in for. I don't know if you've seen any of that and knew, but as soon as I saw that, I was just like, oh, buckle up. We're ready. Um, and it starts with the dream sequence that basically she was at a what was she at? She was at an amusement park and
Hmm.
she was being chased by it seemed like a cult. And this cult was um I don't know why they were chasing her, but she was running from them and just like seeing things and it was just kind of like flashy kind of thing. I knew it was a dream immediately because of the way it was kind of shown and everything like that. And one of the things we also see is this little girl, and we know that this girl, or I guess she's not really a little girl at this point. She was like a teenager probably, right?
Yeah, I think so. They show her like in two different ages, right,
Right.
throughout the movie.
Yeah. So she's being chased and this girl is able to like use fire and catches her on fire and then she wakes up. And that's the girl being chased is our main character who is this is what's going to be confusing. Her real name's Sharon. And she is being played by Adelaide. Um, what's her last name?
I didn't know her from anything else, to be honest.
Adelaide Clemens. She's from Australia. She was in Great Gatsby as Catherine, which,
That makes sense that she's Australian because her accent did come out a couple
right.
times.
Like I kept looking at her. I was just like, she looks so familiar, but she looks like
Hmm.
kind of Carey Mulligan-esque. And so when I saw that she was also in Great Gatsby, that threw me more.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's in Great Gatsby. She's been in a couple other things. Not a lot of things that I recognize, but she's been in a couple other things. Yeah. So uh she's told it's gonna be okay by her father, uh Sean Bean.
Yeah. Who I don't know why they went with him, to be honest. Like it wasn't I maybe he looks like a character from the games, but like having him do an American accent was like it was
It's
just weird.
it's very strange. Yeah,
It wasn't like it barely sounded American at times. Like I'm like it almost sounds like he's gonna go Irish. Like it's just
right.
like because it's I don't know. It was interesting to bring him in.
So how old did you think Sharon was?
Um
I'm asking
let's
you
see.
specifically. Like how old
Sharon
did you?
is Sharon is the main character, right?
Yeah.
Heather,
Yes,
as
Sharon
we know her
Heather.
after.
So they're like
I
running from people. We don't know who at this point, so they have like multiple names. Her name is
yeah,
either Sharon or Heather. That's going to be very confusing, but Sharon Heather. That's for the
yeah.
listeners out there. We might refer to her as Sharon, we might refer to her as Heather,
I definitely thought she was like 20 something, like 25 maybe.
right? Like,
But clearly the 2000s they love casting way older people for high school.
yeah, like when they wake up, because there is a part where Sean Bean does get stabbed. They keep
Yeah.
they keep telling her not to go back to Silent Hill in these dreams. That's the only like important thing about these dreams. Don't go to Silent Hill. Don't go to Silent Hill. When they finally like wake up, uh, it's her 18th birthday. And I literally included, wait, this fucking 40-year-old is 18.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It
like
was
she,
and she sat on his lap, which was like very jarring.
yes. I would not have been surprised if they were like married and going through a separation
Yeah.
and like sleeping in different beds. Like that's how I would have been more convinced of that than she was in high school. I also was thrown off by the fact it's her birthday and he got her a fucking vest.
Yeah, and it was she again. It's like they just have to like spoon feed you. They're like, "Oh yeah, I saw you looking at it," blah blah blah, and the it's like we have no attachment or even care. We didn't see that scene. It was just like, "Oh, he cares about her. He pays attention to what she likes." Because this vest that anybody else would have been like, "Okay, what?"
And
But
what did the vest matter? Like that also didn't matter. I don't
oh,
I feel like the character in the game wore the vest and maybe that's why they did that, but
maybe yeah.
I couldn't tell you for certain.
I thought it was going to be like, oh, had something like I was like, did I was I supposed to pay attention to something in a dream? Was she wearing it in the dream? Like, is this going to be later? Gave them way too much credit on what it was going to mean.
And that's what I thought
But
too. Like maybe that was it. I don't know. Like yeah, I don't know where that came in, like what it was or anything like that. Maybe. I don't know. Um, she goes to school and he starts reading like this notebook with stuff about Silent Hill, and then there's a box, and he puts the notebook stuff in the box with all this stuff about Silent Hill. And then he starts seeing his old wife, Rose, and this was the scene we were talking about. Like, I didn't know if that was him seeing her or if that was like, oh, this is when we put it together. Like, this is when she made the sacrifice to save Sharon Heather, um, so that she could get out of Silent Hill. Um, while Heather Sharon is walking to school, I'm just gonna call her Sharon Heather, Heather Sharon, whatever. Like that's just what I gotta do.
Sharon's what the PI calls her. Is that how we find out Sharon is her like other name?
Yes, I made a note that he was yelling Sharon at her.
Yeah.
Um, while she's like walking to school, the PI catches up with her and is just like, "Hey, I know you." And she's like, "No, you don't." Like the fuck you do. Which, if you're a PI, that's a terrible way to go about it, isn't it?
I think so. It seems like you'd want to be more, hidden. And then because she says, no, you don't. And he's like, no, I'm pretty sure I do. Like, and it's like, how does this help you at all? Like,
Right.
yeah, anyways.
You're just supposed to follow her. Like, you're not supposed to like interact or anything unless you want to like, okay, I work for the order. I want to get you out of here. No,
Yeah, which
right,
he was just reporting, right? I think to them later
right.
on, he's like, "Oh, I told them where you're at," and then it's like, okay, so at what point did it benefit you to tell her that you're in on this? But
Right. There was nothing. You were supposed to report and like they probably wouldn't have killed you.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say, and then you end up dying.
Right. This is her first day of the new school because she's moved around, everything like that. The speech, there's no way that would have happened in class. That she gets asked to introduce herself to the class and she doesn't want to tell anything about herself because she's like, I just introduced myself. I'm Heather, that kind of stuff. And one of the girls is like, do you always shop at Goodwill?
Yeah, yeah. Which yeah, people do that all the time now, especially.
Right. Like, who cares?
The teacher
Whatever.
doesn't do shit either. The teacher's just like not even there.
Right.
Like,
She gives this whole big speech about like, look, I've moved to 5 different schools since I was 11 and now I'm 18/40. Um, and like, I'm not gonna Facebook you, I'm not gonna IM you, I don't care about you, all this stuff. And I'm just like, that's honestly badass, but no 18-year-old is doing that. They want to be popular or whatever. No one's saying that, even if they
yeah,
don't want that.
yeah, she's independent
Right.
after moving everywhere, but just yeah, people want to be liked.
Well, it also introduces us to the other new kid, Vincent, freaking Kit Harrington.
Is he the worst part of the movie?
Yes. I was
I
going to
was
ask
gonna
you that
say
myself.
he's I was like, yeah, like another person I like, well, I mean, the only person I recognized so far in this movie is Sean Bean, right? And then I
Right.
see Kit Harington, I'm like, it's like Game of Thrones. You've
Right.
got both of them in here already. And then quickly you're like, oh, that's why he wasn't that famous yet.
Because, like, his only job in the beginning is just to bitch and moan.
And try to be her friend like so badly for
Right.
no reason too. You're
Right.
like, what? She's being like rude to you, and somehow you still want to be her friend. But
Well, and that's the thing, too, is like, because he was trying so hard, I'm like, they're telegraphing this move. Like, I'm not going to
yeah,
spoil what's happening yet until we get there, but I knew what road we were going down.
yeah,
Um, After that class, she's like walking down the hall and everyone starts disappearing. She starts seeing these visions. Her visions are getting a little more out of control. And she starts seeing this creature walking towards her, but she snaps out of it because Vincent sees her. And Vincent's trying to like get her to go get coffee with him, but she's like, "No, we have class. We can't do this." And then she walks out of the school anyway. That just was my favorite thing where it was just like, no, we can't do this. We can't go get coffee. We have class. And then she walks out of the class anyway and sees the weird guy who is the PI. We don't know that he's a PI yet, but she sees the weird guy and is like, okay, I'm being followed. I need to call dad. I need to call Harry, uh, Sean Bean, and tells him to meet her at the mall.
yeah,
While he's on the phone, the doorknob starts rattling. So he goes to the back door, and the shadow engulfs the back door, and we don't know what happens to Harry.
yeah. I thought that was it for Sean Bean. I'm
I thought
like,
so too.
well, Sean Bean fashion. He's out of the movie in the first 20 minutes, or in Game of Thrones, the first season. It's just
It's a habit of killing Sean Bean.
yeah.
I don't know if it's still like the case, if he's still number one. Um, but it was for a while that like he was the number one celebrity that dies
Oh,
in movies.
oh Lord.
And so I want to play a game with our listeners here. Um, do we think, listeners, that Sean Bean um, dies in this movie? I want you guys to guess and take a pick if you think that Sean Bean dies in this movie. All right. I just wanted to have you guys take a guess. Um, according to IMDb, he's died on screen 25 times in movies.
Dang,
Yep.
25 times.
Which is
That's
actually
crazy
not
too, because I wonder how many movies he's done. Like, has he
right.
done 26? Just
He's
as
done
an
a lot
extra in
more,
one.
but it's funny because like Christopher Lee's at like 70 now, like on-screen deaths.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, so I like must it was a lot,
But
but I guess it's not that many.
is is Christopher Lee normally more of a villain role? Would be my question. Like, are those deaths kind of like they come with the? Because I think with Sean Bean, normally he dies. He's not even a bad guy, right?
Right. Well,
Like he
sometimes he
doesn't.
is
He's
for
not.
sure. Sometimes he is. I mean, like, spoiler alert for like GoldenEye. You know, I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know if I have to give a spoiler alert for that, but like John
yeah. That's
Hurt is
how.
43, Christopher Lee's 70. Definitely a lot of his are being the bad guy.
Yeah.
Bela Lugosi is 36. Vincent Price is
Sheesh.
48, and he's definitely a bad guy in a lot of those. Dennis Hopper is up to 48. Yeah, it
Dang.
looks like Sean Bean's on the low side now. Jeez.
Yeah.
Danny Trejo's 41.
I mean, records are meant to be broken. Can't be at the top forever.
Seriously. Mark Hamill's 30.
Oh, that's a lot too. I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
like that's why I was like, I guess if you normally play a lot of bad guys, I would assume that that's just like
It
a
comes with the
given,
territory. Yeah. Yeah.
But if you're
I'm
playing the good guy and dying a lot, then it's like, damn, you just
I'm
your
wondering
arc gets.
now if it's like Sean Bean died the most as like a good guy.
Mhm.
I'm wondering because he has like Lord of the Rings and then like Game of Thrones, you know.
Yeah, yeah, he
I don't know.
normally plays the benevolent guy
Yeah,
that
right. I don't know.
gets screwed anyways.
But yeah, so I thought definitely this was a spot where either he was dead or at least he's been kidnapped to die later. So I don't know,
Yeah.
you know. So uh this is the part where like it started getting weird at this part with the mall scene. I didn't understand why we got to cannibalism. I know it's a
Yeah.
very weird statement, but it is. She got to the mall. There happened to be like a birthday party, and it just so happened to be for a girl named Heather. And then it became Alessa on the balloon. Like it floated around, and then it was
Hmm.
like "Happy birthday, Alessa! Happy birthday, Heather!" And then the girls like at this party were like chowing down on like chewy human meat, like long pig kind of stuff.
It was gross.
It was very gross. It scared her off, and she's like running. She ran to the back where like they were making the food, and it looked like they were like cutting up a human and stuff, and it was very gross. Um, lots of cannibalisms kind of thing that she was seeing. We didn't know for sure, but pretty confident it was just visions, more visions.
Yeah.
And then there was like stitch faces and stuff. I didn't know what to call half of these creatures, but it was like stitch faces.
Yeah. I, I know, kind of off, not related to the characters, but I thought it was weird how like these visions were kind of an excuse for them to move from like setting to setting
Hmm.
again, like in a whiplash form, because we're in the mall and then we're like in a back alley and then like warehouse and like all this shit, and it just happens so quickly. And
Right.
these visions, like you said, they're visions, but like the fact that they kind of bleed into like the reality so much But
I'm with you on
yeah,
that.
the creatures were all kind of like either their face missing eyes or like stitched faces or
Right.
um and with the cannibalism thing, that felt just so outside of like everything else. I don't know.
Yeah, like
They
there
didn't
was
really
there
stick
were
to it.
yeah, there was no real other mentions of cannibalism except for just this one scene.
Just shock I guess that's what it was for, just to shock people.
Right,
It
just to
wasn't
make
even a part of the 3D. Like it
yeah.
didn't work into the 3D element of
Yeah, that really wasn't a part of the 3D until this next part. Um,
it.
the private investigator's there, and he's yelling Sharon. And this is when we learn that her name's really Sharon. Sharon Heather. Um, and he's like yelling and running after her while she's tripping balls. Um, and he reveals that Harry has been lying to her the whole time, like her whole life. Um, which he really hadn't. Like, he said she was in an accident. Yeah, that was kind of a lie, but like, how do you explain she's the child of a god and that an order is trying to steal her to take her back to Silent Hill?
Yeah.
I'm
She's only 18 still.
yeah, right. Like I'm not saying that like okay, yeah, he did lie, but like he didn't really say anything other than just don't go to Silent Hill. I'm gonna raise you. We have to be on the run. That's it. Like
That's all you need to, or should know. I
right.
mean,
Like yeah, I don't think he ever was like I'm not gonna tell you everything. It's just I'm here to protect you. I'm here to keep you safe.
yeah,
That's what your mom wants, and she's gone.
we have to respect her wishes because he's Sean Bean,
Right. Like yeah.
the man of value.
Yeah. And then this guy's name is Douglas. I can't remember his last name. Doesn't matter. Private investigator Douglas, and he was hired by the Order of Valtiel to find her, and he's like, "You need to get away. Like I no longer want to help them. You need to get away."
Why? Doesn't matter. Don't
Change of
worry about
heart,
it. Yeah, he's a good guy now.
the magical change of heart. Like,
Already
uh,
been paid, and he was like, "Oh shit."
yeah. Um, as he's saying this, knife hand demon is just drops down and starts chasing after him. He knife hand demon chops off Douglas's fingers, which is 3D.
Yep, they remembered it's a 3D movie at this point.
This is the part they remembered as a 3D movie. They somehow end up in an elevator, and knife hand demon jumps down and starts like chopping at the top of it. Um, but they escape. They're down at the bottom of this elevator, and they can get out and run away, and Douglas can help them. And she opens the door, she gets out, and she's like, "Come on, let me help you." And then Knife Hand Demon pops up, grabs him, takes him away. We don't see him die, but it's off screen. And she runs away down a dark hallway, and somehow the police get there real fast.
Yeah,
Yeah. So as she escapes the mall, they're like wheeling his body out. There's detectives there already, and they find that his wallet. They see who he is. They already know that he's a private investigator, and they also find her jacket with her ID that says Heather, and they know that they need to find her, which she was just right there.
yeah.
But guess who shows up randomly at this mall?
The guy you need to move the plot along.
Vincent!
Yeah,
Oh my God. Yay, Vincent.
but she's bordering on stalker at this point.
Yep, definitely. Like, how do you know
Like,
where to be at all times?
yeah,
At least Douglas, I mean, yeah, he was kind of stalkerish too, but at least he's a private investigator. He can get away with it.
yeah, he's getting paid.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So Vincent finds her. He's walking her home, and then they get on a bus. Um, and they start having this like serious conversation about like dreams and reality. And he's like, "You should see my crazy grandfather." the thing that all girls want to be told is like, hey, you're being perfectly valid, but also my crazy grandfather is perfectly valid too. I don't know if you've ever used that move before, but don't try it.
Yeah, probably not going to work, especially if
Probably
you have the Kit Harrington charisma.
yeah, right. So he walks her all the way home. She gets home, she gets in, she sees their dad's not there, and she sees there's blood on the wall saying, "Come to Silent Hill," along with a little symbol. Uh, she screams, and the doorknob starts rattling again. But don't worry, it's everyone's favorite stalker. It's just Vincent. Heather knows about the box upstairs, so she goes to it, opens it, finds a letter that says basically like for Sharon, Heather Sharon, whatever her name is. And yeah, um, they're going to grab stuff from the box and they're going to go and try to go to Silent Hill and find Harry, her father. Even though all of her dreams, all of what Harry's ever said to her is don't go to Silent Hill. Smart plan, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's the only way the plot was ever going to go is to Silent Hill, especially with how much they made it seem like from the jump, like don't go to Silent Hill, which I feel like they could have just left out up until this point. You know, like it could have been later referenced that, like, oh yeah, he told me a long time ago I shouldn't go to Silent Hill, but up until this point, they've told you basically you've known it's going to go there.
Don't go. Don't go. It's been beaten over the head for you.
Yeah,
Um, at the same time, the detectives are knocking on the door, trying to get in because they're looking for who killed the private investigator. And so she needs somebody to drive her because she doesn't know how to drive
at age 40, doesn't know how to drive, or
at age
18,
four,
I guess.
at age 40. Like Harry's prepared her for a lot of things. Like she knows how to shoot a gun, we learn, because she grabs the
Yeah,
gun
pretty
from the
well.
box. Yeah. But she doesn't know how to drive. Like Harry knows the order is probably going to come chasing after her eventually and didn't teach her how to drive.
Yeah, didn't have a whole lot of time, I guess.
Right.
I
Like
don't know.
I'm not even
Yeah,
talking about like, okay, if you're not gonna go
driving
through,
well.
yeah, if you're not gonna go through getting an ID, fine. Like I get that. You don't want to have like an ID like license on the record or whatever because you go
Good
from town to
point.
town changing names.
I
Fine.
didn't think about that.
Yeah, I thought about that, but like still, just go do donuts in the parking lot.
Yeah, just know at least how to get
Right.
behind the wheel.
Yeah. Hot wire car or something. I don't know.
They're probably living outside of the law to some degree, anyways, I would assume, right? Like if you're have multiple identities, you probably
He
don't
has a
really
way to
care
make
about doing things
IDs.
legally. Yeah. So I don't understand. Yeah. Should know how to drive.
Right. She
But
had the ID on her that they were able to see next to the private investigator in her jacket to know, hey, she's the one that probably killed him.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, that, yeah. I didn't even think about that. That's a good kind of like just oopsie, but we need it for the plot to move it along.
this is why I go like way down the rabbit hole on these fucking movies. Like I think way too much down these that they didn't even do.
Yeah. Well, I think also they're just like, they're banking on all the other like things like it being 3D and being a game movie and like having a fan base that just wants to, that they don't really think about making it even coherent,
Right. Movie
or like,
because movie.
yeah, just leave plot holes. People, they won't think about it too hard,
Right.
except some people will, and
Yeah.
falls
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah. Um, so they get in the car and they're going to drive to Silent Hill, which again they were told not to do. And she reads the letter for Sharon. And this is a big exposition dump. Uh, they're told that they are waiting for a child to be born there to be a vessel for their god. I'm guessing it's supposed to be Sharon slash Heather. Um, the god is also Alessa, it mentions. Like, that's part of the person too. I'm with you on this movie is sometimes confusing because, like, I was thinking Alessa was the god,
Hmm.
but she's
I
just
thought it was,
she's just part of the child.
yeah, I think, and I don't, don't know because, like, I think in the games, like, character is like Alessa's a part of the games, but I don't
Hmm.
even know if it's like the same plot lines. Because in this movie, it made it seem like the main character is kind of an extension of Alessa or something, right? Because she's like, "I'm you" or something. I know I'm probably
Right.
jumping way down,
Yeah,
but
like I think I can explain that at the end. I think I kind of put it together, but I don't know.
it's just I don't know. Again, it's just so fucking. Oh, I don't even know if I could swear. It's so like
Oh, you can swear.
violent,
Yeah. Oh
like.
no, we earned that E. We earned that explicit.
Okay. It's so violently like whiplash with just like some of the things it decides to just dump on you exposition wise,
Right.
and then some of the stuff it just expects you to put together like,
Right.
oh, and it's like I don't know, it was just that whole character was confusing,
Hmm.
like the lesser like why I should even care.
Right. I agree with that.
Yeah,
No, I'm with you at that.
I'm curious as to what you interpreted from that whole dynamic because like at the end I think the payoff didn't work for me because I just was not following that whole
I'm definitely with you
plot.
on that. I agree that it's definitely not we definitely didn't piece it together until the end and it didn't pay off. Yeah, I'm with you on that. The only other thing I want to bring about the drive is that God is to bring a world of darkness with creatures released into the world, including Pyramid Head, who is said to be the protector and executioner of the god.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that I want to like, because I made a note of that and I remembered it later on. Because I don't even think she made a note of that later on.
Yeah, because they were
Uh,
still kind of scared of the character
right.
at the
And
end and
and I
stuff.
don't think she should have been. I read that as Pyramid Head is going to protect her.
Mm-hmm.
And like she seemed confused by that. And I was like, no, I think, bitch, I think you're good. Like,
I think he's on your side.
I think you should not be afraid of Pyramid Head. I think you're good. I think you're okay.
I think that was also part of the subversion they thought they were kind of like delivering on.
Right.
But like I think even in the dream sequence in the beginning, right? He's never really like the threat in the dream
No.
sequence, right?
Right.
So, but you see him and he's
He's being
scary looking.
manipulated and like used to like crank the
Yeah.
carousel. Like he's being used, I think. So like by the order, not
Yeah.
yeah. So I think he wants revenge on the order even. Like I was kind of thinking that at the beginning when I'm seeing he has like hooks in him.
Hmm.
It felt very Hellraiser, if you want to know the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
think they
think that it was a lot of inspired by that.
yeah, especially the knife demon. I think she looked very Hellraiser.
Yeah. I forgot what they're called in the Hellraiser universe, but it felt like this could be like an extension of that.
The Cenobites.
Yeah,
I
that's
couldn't
what
remember the
yeah.
beginning of it. I knew bites. I couldn't remember the Cenobites part.
Yeah, it feels almost like an extension of those.
Right. All right. This is the part like I know we need to cover it, but I just want to skip through it because it honestly made things more confusing. The part at the inn. So they stop at an inn because Vincent's tired. And he's just like, I think you're right. Or I think your dad's right. We shouldn't go to Silent Hill. He believes that she's innocent and she shouldn't go back to Silent Hill. And the reason is because he's a child of the Order too. And this is where we get like where I thought it was going the whole time. He's supposed to be watching Sharon Heather. And basically, he starts talking about she needs the two pieces of the seal to save her father, which Vincent's grandfather has. So she needs to go to the asylum. He wants to help her because he believes that she's the innocent part of Alessa. The darkness came to the hotel room and took Vincent and stabbed him, but left the piece of the seal that she needs to save her father. I just want to get that out quickly because honestly, I think that confused me more than it helped me.
Yeah. I mean, the pacing like up until this point has been just like get everything in front of you. And then I feel like they realized they still only, I don't think they ever thought this movie was going to be like too long. So
Right.
they just had to just keep. But yeah, that I had to rewind that part a little bit because I think that's where, like, I know you broke it into two halves. I think I broke this movie into two halves. I think that's where
Yeah.
I had kind of picked up. And I was like, hold on, did I just miss more of this movie at some point?
Right.
I had to rewind it.
And that was the part I was started falling asleep on the couch. That's why I broke it into two parts, is because Vincent bored me, and that was exactly why I was falling asleep because I knew where it was going with him being part of this shit. You know how like you can see a whole character's arc like when they're first introduced.
Yeah.
I knew as soon as like he was trying to get with her, I'm like, this dude's part of this, but he also is going to have like a redemption arc and like he's going to be part of saving the day and they're gonna kiss or something or what have you. And I'm just like, this dude, I can see everything from the beginning. He's an asshat. I don't like this
Yeah.
guy.
I
And
think the fact he gets introduced at the same time she does, like if they treated it as two different plot lines, like you meet him later on and then he has his own trauma,
yeah, right.
then you're like, okay, maybe they work together. You don't like think about the fact that like the big kind of like subversion
Right.
betrayal aspect of it is supposed to be, or that he's a part of it or whatever. I don't know. They should have treated it as its own plot line, but the fact you meet him at the same time, basically she's at school, then like the first 5 minutes, you're like, oh, okay, he's just there.
And
He's a plot tool.
it's not even that like, oh, he's already in the class. No, he is a new student the same day
Yeah.
she's a new student. Like
Yeah.
it's abundantly clear. Oh, this fucker. God damn it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I almost think if they started the movie with him and then introduced her,
yeah,
and then she becomes the main character, you start to wonder, oh, is he going to help her or whatever?
right.
Instead of thinking like, oh, wow, coincidence, he's here at the same time.
Yep.
Oh, and he really wants to be her friend.
Yep. I knew exactly right off the bat what his whole arc was going to be, and I'm just like, this guy sucks. God damn it. So yeah, it's he was just boring, and it's not even Kit Harington's fault. Like I think he was pretty green as an actor, so
Yeah, I mean, a
I'm
lot
not.
of it was just the character
Yeah,
and writing of it.
yeah. I don't think he helped it, and I think he's better now. But it, it was definitely the writing for me for him. Um,
Yeah,
I, it I think he's a better actor now. Maybe he could have helped it a little better now, but I still
yeah,
don't think you're redeeming that character. I think you could have put Leonardo DiCaprio in that role now,
yeah.
and you're still not saving that thing, you know?
No, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just
So
badly written.
yeah. All right. So now we know that Kit is a double agent. We're going to take a quick break and we are going to give out a shout out to our friends, one of our longest friends in the podcast sphere. It is our friends at So Wizard Podcast. So Wizard Podcast, literally some of our best friends, as I've said before, in the podcast sphere. We have talked to them forever. I was on their show recently talking last year about from the universe of John Wick, ballerina. Uh, Joey is one of the best people on the face of the planet. The rest of the show, check these guys out if you haven't yet. I honestly cannot say enough about the So Wizard podcast. They are excellent people, even better podcasters. Pod Before Life. I cannot say enough about their show. Check them out at So Wizard Podcast on X/Twitter. They were the first ones to guess it correctly that we were talking about Silent Hill Revelation 3D. They guessed it first, so they get a shout out on this episode. Congratulations to Wizard Podcast. We love you guys. Thank you. We hope to do a collab with them soon on our show. So give them a chance. Check them out. So Wizard Podcast. We love you. We're also going to take a quick break right now. And we are back. Thank you guys very much for sticking with us. All right, so since the darkness came to the inn, now it's all foggy outside. It is Silent Hill time. We're actually in the town. Welcome to Silent Hill. The sign is in the fog. Uh, as she walks in, there are like ghoulish looking people in the windows of the buildings looking at her. There's like church bells going off. And in the middle of town, there are people burned at the stake for being traitors. Like it says traitor, and there are people burnt and everything like that. Like it shows you this is a bad place to live. This is the wrong side of the tracks. Not a good place to be. And the first person Sharon talks to in this town, who does it happen to be? Alessa's mother. And this is where we get the backstory. I don't know if we talked about this. Sharon's adopted. Harry and
Yeah.
Rose are not her actual parents. And so we need to learn the backstory of where does Sharon come from? Well, she's Alessa's kind of daughter. Basically, Alessa was burned at the stake. She was full of rage. She took the one innocent part of her and ripped it out and put it in an orphan baby, and that was Sharon. So now the only way to stop Alessa is to damn herself and reconnect with Alessa.
Another part where I was just like, okay, just spoon feed me this lore because it's just like, and like they did try like the flashbacks in the beginning of the movie.
Mhm.
I don't know if that kind of way would have helped, like, going back to like showing versus not telling, because like the flashbacks are always like kind of like the only thing is just it's another scene just covered in that like little haze around the borders so that or like just the cutting of it.
The little
But
foggy.
yeah, yeah. Uh, but this part was just like, oh my god, okay, and yeah,
There's like spoon feeding and then there's like shoving it down your throat. Like,
yeah,
yeah, this is shoving it down your throat. Like
yeah. We have an hour and a half of a movie. We have to just blast you with all the information so we can get to the next set piece.
we could spread this to a 20-minute scene. We're gonna give it to you in 30 seconds. Like,
Yeah,
yeah. Um, but as soon as she finishes, the sirens begin wailing, ravens start cawing, and the darkness starts spreading. So Sharon Heather needs to run to get inside. And she gets into this decrepit building and like begins wandering the halls. And she gets into a room full of mannequins. And she like starts hearing footsteps and a woman crying. And this woman is like, she's like, help me. And she starts becoming a mannequin like right in front of your eyes. I thought that was kind of cool. This is the scene I'm actually like, all right, this is cool. Because then there's a second woman who's like trapped in a spider web, and there's like a bunch of mannequin pieces together at the top of it that form a spider. And while the CGI is terrible, I loved the idea of this. I actually thought this was a great concept. What did you think of this one?
about the mannequin,
The mannequin spider.
the the mannequin spider. I thought it was cool. So like I think like my problem with like some of the how the monsters are approaching this movie
Hmm.
is like in the games, they're all supposed to be like a theme.
Hmm.
Like I think the mannequins aren't in the original one, but they show up later. They're
Okay.
supposed to kind of like be represent like sexuality or something. In the movie, it doesn't ever relate to that. I
I
thought
agree.
visually it looked cool.
Hmm.
I think the CGI definitely didn't age that well.
Right.
And it felt like it was another part of like the let's make it so that we can do these 3D scenes where it's like crawling at you and like clawing at you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, but I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was going to be a lot. bigger villain, like it was going to stick around for the rest of the movie. But again, it's just more of like, I think going to the games and like being like, what do we like? Oh,
Yeah,
this thing shows up in the game. Let's throw it in there for 30 seconds, you know.
I agree with
But
that.
it was definitely one of the more interesting like creature things that they added. Because up until this point, it's just been like the stitched faces, people and
Right.
stuff.
And you're exactly right. Well, like the games and stuff like that is especially like the idea of sexuality and stuff like that. I know in the second one it's a lot more of that with like but it's populated by the concepts of the person in there, like their missteps, stuff like that.
Okay.
Especially with the second one. The nurses that we're going to talk about in a little bit, um, that was very much a part of the second one.
Uh
And
huh.
it related to the character. Which I never played the second one. I know the whole storyline of it, because I watched like a let's play of it. Um, and it very much was a lot more related to the idea of the character that was traversing through Silent Hill, and it made a lot more sense. The way this movie was structured was a lot of let's take this part of this game, let's take this part of this game, and let's just throw it all together.
And they
And
lose their like significance that way
right,
because they're all like related to the character of the game, right? Like
right,
in the first one, it's like the character who's like looking for his wife, and
yep.
then obviously
But
there's the big spoiler at the end of that one.
that was the second one. So that
That's
was,
the second one.
yeah, that's the second one with James.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. So like same thing where like I've only watched my brother's fiance. She's into like that. She's into Resident Evil. So like
yeah,
whenever she's like streaming and playing, I'll tune in and watch.
yeah,
And so that's like my exposure to it.
yeah.
But I think like it kind of follows the same thing with like any video games
Hmm.
translation to movies is a lot of times you can't like rip out the things that make that game good,
Right.
um and just apply it to a different like coat of paint, like because
It's a
there's like
very
significance to
fine
it.
line. Like it's just a very fine line because you want to please people with like these moments of like, oh yeah, we love this moment, but like if it's not significant to your story that you're telling, you can waste that moment too.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, this character is being used because they're scary,
Right.
like in the game. It's like they're being used because they're scary, but they also have like some deeper meaning to it. And if
Right.
it's like, even if like a casual like fan or like person exposed to it like me sees
Hmm.
that, like it's like when we talked about like the worst movie like Mortal Kombat,
Hmm.
the things that I know make it cool. Someone else as a casual, if even they're like, like I've
Right.
only played, maybe 30 minutes of the game, but I don't see this translating. I think it's the same for like the hardcore. So I just don't
Right.
know when they introduce some of these characters and they completely strip like the background or the
Hmm.
backstory to them, who they're trying to cater to, the hardcore or the casual fan of the whatever franchise,
Hmm.
because it's not hitting the mark for either.
Right. And that's a very good
Visually,
point.
yeah, visually they're cool. It's just when you take out everything else, that's all it is. It's like cool for a little bit.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. I like this concept of the mannequin spider. They completely butchered it in the fact that it was
Yeah,
there for 30 seconds. I like the idea of it. I think it was a great idea. They definitely butchered it and they had it for 30 seconds and they tried to make it a gimmick with the 3D and the Demogorgon mouth that just like kind of comes out and like it was just there to
it's kind of humanish,
yeah, try
right?
to
It's just like
stretch.
that part was fleshy.
Yeah, right. And so like I love the idea of it, but it failed. Um Well, they crawl into this vent to try to escape, and the one girl doesn't make it. But luckily, Heather Shannon, she gets further. She crawls and gets escapes away. Claudia's here. Claudia, the mother of Vincent, that runs everything, that runs the cult, the order. Carrie Ann Moss, who's in this. Another person that's like, you're in this? What are you doing here?
Is that that's the mom,
Yes.
Kieran Moss?
Yes.
Okay. I
Do
was
you
to say
know?
I don't remember. I don't know who that is, like actor wise, but I did recognize the voice of the guy who comes after. I think it was his dad or the.
The
I think he
grandfather.
said. The grandfather, yeah, because he
Yeah.
says my flesh and blood,
Yeah.
and I didn't know like, oh, is he his dad? Because he seems old and stuff. But that guy, sorry to jump ahead too.
No,
That
you're
guy
good.
having an accent threw
Hmm.
me off too because he has like a British accent. Like he didn't even try to sound American. He had like I don't know if it's a British or just an odd accent, but I was like, this doesn't like sound like Kit Harrington. Like guy would be related, but
Yeah, right. Carrie Ann Moss, you don't know who she is?
uh-uh.
Have you heard of a
Should I?
little
Is she
movie
from
called
something?
The Matrix?
Oh yeah, I have. Okay,
Yeah, she's Trinity in The Matrix.
I see. I see. I think I'm not really great at like knowing some of these actors' names. Like some of them I've seen so much, which is why it's like weird that Sean Bean sticks. But I think because he has his gimmick.
See, this is the funniest thing though, because like you're talking about the grandfather, Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah,
Um, he's from the UK. Like they really all of these actors and actresses are from the UK or Australia. They just
that's what
should
I'm
have
saying. They could have just done it with their regular accents
just
or
do
a
it. Like,
UK
yeah.
accent.
Yeah, the only one was I think I can't remember if Carrie Ann Moss is from I think she's the only American probably actually. And
Okay.
I could be wrong about that. Yeah, she's from Canada. So, like, yeah, she would have been the only one, but I think she could handle it. She moved to Europe, so she would have been fine. She probably could have pulled it off. But yeah, yeah.
You know,
So
it's
like,
sorry, you know what's weird too is McDowell, that guy. I couldn't
mhm.
like I was like, he sounds familiar. I couldn't think of where. I had to look it up after. And he's like done a voice acting for another video game, which is also a popular TV show now, Fallout.
Mhm.
I think he's like the voice of the Enclave, which is like a radio channel.
Yep,
But like, that's why I knew instantly. I was like, I see he didn't change his British accent. He's just doing the same voice. And then I was like, he's related to Kit Harrington, but Kit Harrington has to do an American accent. Like,
that's my thing. They really should have just left them to do their accents. Like all of them could have done their accents, except for Carrie Ann Moss would have probably had to put one on. But like, she's lived in London for a while. I think she could do it.
yeah,
I think she'd be all
yeah.
right. So whatever. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, so Claudia, the big bad of this movie, she runs the order. Um, she wants to punish Vincent because he kind of was a traitor on this whole thing because he wanted to spare Sharon Heather. But at the same time, he got her to Silent Hill of her own free will. So his punishment is he gets sent to the asylum. And speaking of the asylum, Sharon Heather climbs out of the vent. She just happens to be at the asylum, which is great because that's where she needs to go to get to Leonard, Malcolm McDowell, to get to the second part of the seal. Um, she figures out where he is and everything like that. And Leonard is like the cell, he is by himself. It's like this huge circular cell. He's by himself. He's like chained down in the middle of the cell. He's blind. He's like obviously has some stitching around his head and stuff and like he's in bad shape. He's kind of creepy. His performance is okay.
Yeah, I mean, he hammed it up.
Yeah,
You
he
know,
hammed it up.
I think he knew. Like I said, the only thing that kind of threw me off was that accent when
Yeah,
you
right.
find out that he's related to Vincent.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Unless I guess unless he's not supposed to be related, he meant like metaphorically or something. I don't know, but he was related, right? You said he's his
he's
grandpa.
grandfather.
Like
Yeah, he's supposed to be his
he just
grandfather.
didn't care. I don't know. It's just crazy they didn't clue him into like, hey man, you're doing a British accent,
Right.
and everybody in this movie. I think the movie takes place in where is it, Vermont or something, or West Virginia. It's like it feels like it's supposed to be like somewhere on this area, right?
I
I
actually
say
don't
this
know.
area as if people.
I actually don't know.
Uh,
I don't know if they ever like clarified
I
where it
mean,
was supposed to be.
it's probably fictional, right? I mean, because Silent Hill is made by Japanese people, so I don't know if
Yeah,
they
I don't know
ever
if they
knew
necessarily
exactly.
have like a spot where Silent Hill is. I always thought it was supposed to be like around Seattle area, like where it's constantly raining and stuff. But I
That could
really
be a
don't know
good
actually.
That could be a good point too.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah.
really don't know. Um, it could be anywhere. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Um, but yeah, so she's looking for the second piece. He doesn't know what he's looking at because he's blind. So he or she puts it in his hands so he can see, and he just jabs it inside his gut so that it can be where the other one is. So now he has the full seal inside him, and he just becomes like this mummy looking thing. Like he just starts getting wrapped up in like this white gunk. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird look. Uh, she pulls out a gun and starts shooting at him and nails every shot, by the way. Remember how we were saying she's a good shot.
Yeah.
Um, he like is able to break through the chain, grabs her, breaks through the door. Uh, she no longer has any bullets, but as she's being carried off, he just has like this big glowing weak spot where the seal is.
Yeah.
She's just able to reach in, grab it, and pull it out.
And
And he
explodes.
and he just disintegrates into nothing.
Yeah. Very video game
He-
esque to be like, oh, just pull this thing out. And then now it's complete, right? Like it's like a key thing. It's like, oh, now the other side's on it or something.
She now has the seal of Metatron.
Yeah.
Yeah, the seal of Metatron.
Yeah, which I mean, I know that's probably what it's called in the games, but it's just such a funny name to
It's
name
such a
it
dumb
because
name.
it's one letter off of Megatron, you
Megatron.
know.
Yep. It's such a dumb
But
name.
it's
Uh,
it's definitely like video game named. Like,
yep. Yep. Yeah. So she's like trying to get out of the asylum now with the seal, and she sees them wheel Vincent in. And they wheel Vincent in to where all the nurse creatures are. Um, the nurse creatures are definitely a part of the second game. Basically, if you move too violently, they can pick up on your location. They just start attacking you with like syringes and knives and stuff. So Vincent is like staying completely still, and Sharon sneaks over next to him and like is just asking where to find her dad. He's just like, you need to go to the sanctuary under the amusement park, which was in her dreams. And he is like, but you need my help. You need my help. So she tries to help him get out of there. There's a whole scene where they like kick over the gurney and they like block him from the nurses and they're like jabbing. It's very 3D-esque. 3D for you.
yeah.
But that is also part of the game was did you hear the groaning noises?
No, I didn't.
They were literally like sex moaning.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. Oh, you're right. You're right. That's okay. I was like groaning. You're right. You know what's funny is when that part came on, I was like, I wonder like if anybody just walking by would even know what I'm watching. Because
Yep.
I was like, for a second, I'm like, am I starting to like hallucinate and imagine that these characters were just straight like moaning, or were they like, I don't know. I don't know. Like I felt like I was entering psychosis. But that makes sense. um Again, it was like the whole part where like they can't hear. It's like I feel like that part is cool in the game because it serves like a mechanic of like being stealthy.
Hmm.
But in a movie where like these things are already like, how is she not dead yet? Like it's
Right.
just like, oh, so now these things, they can't see her, they can only track the sound
Hmm.
and all that. And it's, I don't know, it's like, why is everything's got a weakness so far.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Considering that these are like demons or whatever.
Hmm.
But yeah, the moaning thing was it was like I heard it, I kind of caught on to it when like the scene, it was exiting the scene, I think.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember
Oh,
if
it
there's
was like
still.
intense at the end of the scene. Like it
Yeah.
was a little bit in the beginning, And
Like
then
if you didn't notice it yet.
yeah, it got ramped to 11 by the end of it. Like it was way too much. And like this was the part where I'm like, I'm kind of glad I stopped watching last night because then at like midnight, Claire would have been upstairs asleep and she all of a sudden would have just started hearing that and I would have been like, swear it's part of the
Yeah.
movie. I swear.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, I watched it today. At night I would have felt like, oh, what, not that like my neighbors probably would hear me, but just,
Just in
you
case.
instantly think you instantly think, what would somebody think if they heard me right now? Because it just got really loud at the end.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was ramped up definitely. And again, it's one of those things like in the game completely makes sense. Here,
Yeah.
it was just out of nowhere and out of context. And it was like, yeah, if you would have taken time and addressed it, maybe you could have made it make sense. It made no sense here. Just didn't.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So they go to the amusement park now. Just get over to the amusement park. And as soon as they get there, the lights turn on. It's obvious they know that they are there. And these soldiers start following them. They wear like gas masks. They're called the Brethren. Um, and they do that because they don't want to breathe the air because they believe it would corrupt them. Yet Sharon and Vincent can just breathe it fine. They get to where her dream started at the beginning of the movie, and Vincent's like, "Okay, I'm going to sacrifice myself for you so that you can get there and you can save your father." And kisses her and runs off because of course he does.
Yeah. The kiss was like, you knew it was coming, but I don't think they like had worked up for that to be
Just
logical.
did not earn it. Did not.
Yeah.
No. So they start chasing after him, and she's like realizing this is where my dream was. So now she goes to the carousel. The pyramid head starts cranking the wheel, and the carousel starts going around and starts to lower to the sanctuary. And this is where we see Alessa. But Alessa is teen Alessa, and we're back to where the dream was.
And at this point, I still feel like this hasn't like whatever they thought the payoff was for like
Mhm.
working their way back into like this dream. It's like just felt like, oh well, this is where you knew the movie was gonna go.
Right.
Like that this was gonna be mirrored later on.
Yep. All right. So we're on the carousel. It's going down into the sanctuary. We see teen Alessa. So Alessa is like starting to destroy Sharon. But Sharon, like she's like Alessa's just kind of like, I'm gonna destroy you. You shouldn't have come back. I'm gonna destroy you. But Sharon's like, no, I'm going to destroy you, and like hugs her and like brings her into her body. So like Sharon Heather is the one who brings Alessa into her. So like Alessa just like or Sharon just kind of like adopts all that rage into her. So that's kind of like the idea I got from it. So like Alessa is part of her now. So she's the child that was born, even though she's an orphan child. You know what I'm kind of saying?
No.
Okay. All right, that's fair. So they're two
And
different
I don't know if it, yeah.
so they're
I
two
guess
different
break it down
kids.
for me because I don't think it's that your explanation. I just think it's like
It's movie.
the
Yeah,
the
right.
leaps the leaps they expect you to take to get there.
Yeah, okay.
But
That's fair. So there's two different kids that were born. There was Alessa and then there was Sharon. And they are two different kids.
okay.
Sharon was an orphan. Alessa was born to this woman in Silent Hill. Alessa was burned at the stake, but she didn't die. She was filled with rage, but she still had this one innocent part of her. So she put it into Sharon.
Okay.
Sharon now was like, okay, I feel your pain. I'm going to absorb your rage into me. So now Alessa is like no longer, but she exists in Sharon.
Hmm.
So
So they're
now
both one now.
they're both one now. So Sharon is the vessel that is
Yeah.
awaiting the god. It's still confusing. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm still like that was the weirdest shit I just had to explain.
Well, I think it's like, and I again, maybe within the games, there's like some context as to like, okay, why this matters, but like why she picked Sharon, to be like the vessel. Um,
I think it
like
was just there
the
was a kid on a Tuesday. Like it.
Yeah, because if they were like twins or
Mhm.
related or something, like at the whole time I'm thinking like, well, was she like her reincarnation then? Like was she, related to her? And this is like, but I think this was like a plot that they were like, oh, that sounds kind of like the
You.
the games. Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I
She
think
just
I
picked
really
them.
do. I think it was just
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
they definitely didn't explain it in this movie. That is for damn sure. If there was a reasoning, they did not explain it in this movie.
yeah, and then like why the god wants to like destroy her is
Hmm.
just like a whole other thing that you have to like. If these things were meant to be tied together, they did a really bad job of like tying
Well,
those
I don't
things
think the
together.
God wants to destroy her. I think the God is just a vessel that wants to destroy the world, like spread the darkness throughout.
I see. And so this Alessa is just kind of like the
The
opposing, I guess, side of it.
well, I think Alessa. So there was that one scene where Vincent was like, where Sharon says, could you grow up like this?" And Vincent's just like, "This is the only thing I've ever known."
Hmm.
And I think that's what Alessa is like. This is all I've ever known, kind of thing. Not necessarily like I want to do this because I'm evil. It was just like this is all I've ever known.
Yeah,
Um, who knows? I mean, again, we're putting way more thought into this movie than the writers of this movie put into this movie.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have to, even after this, look up like synopsises of like the games to just like see if the games are at least up until this point to see what they were pulling from because it seems like they pulled from a lot of different things and
I think that might confuse you
it,
more. I really do.
yeah.
I think they pieced it together and made their own movie based on what they wanted.
Yeah, yeah, you're probably right. It probably wasn't this thought out thing of like, or at least now movies when they try to translate that, I think they try to at least take a look at like more of the source material.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I
Well,
think maybe they found like I don't know if they worked with like one of the artists who designed the creatures and stuff like that. I
mhm.
would imagine maybe they do that so that
Yeah,
people like are like, oh, this movie has credibility, and then when they see that it doesn't really make sense, it doesn't really matter at that point if it follows
right.
much.
Well, I think now what they're doing a little more is they're going, hey, instead of just trying to take the best bits of video games from the whole series, let's try to tell one story, and then if it
Yeah,
works, then we can tell another story, and just kind of keep a little more like that. Whereas this one specifically, they definitely just said bits of all the series. Let's just put them in, and
yeah,
who cares if it makes sense? I don't know. It works when you just like tell one story and see if people like it or not. That's why
yeah,
some of these things are working. That's why, I mean, my go-to example right now is Super Mario Bros. They just tried to tell one story, you know,
yeah.
and now they're
I
going
think
Galaxy. I mean, yeah, they brought in like Donkey Kong and stuff like that. I will say that, but they kept it to one narrative. They didn't just all of a
yeah,
sudden say, cool, we like Bowser, but we're also going to include Wario, Waluigi,
yeah.
like that kind
Yeah,
of
you have to
stuff.
give people time to like get their feet into that universe too, which
Right.
is like it. I have to suspend my disbelief a lot
Hmm.
with this movie or these movies. And it's like, if you're having me just like, okay, sure, every time something happens, like, all right, yeah, okay, I
Yep.
got it. It's like,
Yep.
and I think the crazy thing is that I don't think this movie was they were able to save it because it's like just like writing, it feels like there wasn't like a lot of revision that went into the writing.
Hmm.
Uh, but I think giving it more than an hour and a half runtime would have helped it a
I think so
little
too.
bit. I think. I think because they just the worst parts are when you're trying to understand all this like lore
Yep.
and you're just like forced to accept it because like you said there's spoon feeding and then there's also like the just jamming it down your throat and being
Right.
like all right next scene.
Yep. And it's tough with something like Silent Hill too, because you have to explain what Silent Hill is while also trying to
Yeah,
create a narrative around Silent Hill, you
yeah,
know? So,
there's a lot going on.
yeah. Well, so Alessa has been absorbed. So now it's only Sharon left. She's gotten into the sanctuary, and Claudia is very happy to see that it's Sharon. She has defeated Alessa. She's rejoined the seal, and so no, Sharon, Heather, Alessa, whatever we want to call her.
They're all one now.
They're all one now. Now she's got a third name. Um, she wants to see her father freed. She's like, I'll help you, but I want to see my father freed. And Claudia's like, nah, I'm gonna feed his blood to you. There's some cannibalism, I guess.
Yeah, just
Um,
more shock.
well, this is to make her like the vessel. Like this is to like, I don't know, get her strength up, maybe.
Yeah,
But Claudia needs the seal to summon the god. She says banish the darkness, but like I still don't believe that. It's not to banish the darkness. It's to like make everything dark is what I thought it was. I don't know. But when she hands the seal to Claudia, Claudia becomes the knife demon. And the knife demon goes to attack Sharon. But remember what we said before is that Pyramid Head is the protector and executioner of the god.
yeah. Protector was an important part of it.
Yep. So Pyramid Head comes to defend her. The big old sword swings up and defends Knife from Knife Demon.
Yep. We get big monster fight. Not super big monster, but we get monster fight, I guess.
We get monster fight. Yay, monster fight.
That's the only payoff I feel like for me in the whole movie. The only part where I was like, all right, I guess it pays off that I've been creeped out and that, I recognize like this character from the game.
Right. Sharon and Vincent are able to free Harry, but like it's slow Pyramid Head versus fast Knife Demon. Like, how is this gonna go?
Yeah.
Knife Demon gets some licks in, just but Pyramid Head is able to like knock Knife Demon down, get one fell swoop, cuts off Knife Demon's head. There we go. Winner, winner. Fades to a white screen, and our trio is walking away. The ashes stopped in Silent Hill. Happy ending, right? Right?
Sorry, I had to get water for my dog. Yeah, I don't know if it was a happy ending. I like it just happened so quickly after this, right? The I think we have to address the fact that Sean Bean, I guess your prediction on Sean Bean and whether I feel like a solid prediction could be made, you know what I mean, even by the end of it, because I thought he's like, I don't know if you want to go on before I say,
No, go
but
ahead.
he says, I'm going to stay in Silent Hill, which I'm like, sure. This feels like maybe, I don't know if it was to get a sequel or something down the road, but I'm like, if you think he like survives, does this mean he's just going to die? Because can he really, make it out
He's a
how long
normal
does he
human
think?
being. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't he's not a vessel for a god. He's just a normal
Yeah.
guy. like I thought this movie would address at some point like he was a secret agent or something like that, government official, like he has all
Yeah.
these tricks and everything like that. No, he's a normal guy.
Why does he continue to be involved in this?
Right. So he wants to stay to find Rose, his wife, who's somewhere in Silent Hill. So he just walks back into the fog of Silent Hill and the fog disappears with him. And
Yeah.
then Vincent and Sharon walk the other way. Like, what? Why? They just spent all movie trying to save you. And you're like, I want to find my
I'll
wife.
say.
Haven't seen her in years. You're safe now. It's fine.
So is that supposed to be like I mean I know the plot is different
I mean,
because
maybe.
obviously his wife is like
Yeah,
dead some other
possibly.
way.
Yeah,
But like were
possibly.
they kind of trying to tie it to the second one because like you play a character looking for his wife or at least make you think like oh maybe that's similar to what they're gonna do.
That would make sense. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah,
But
probably.
it's just like yeah you said they spent the whole time trying to rescue him for him to be like I've been telling you not to go to Silent Hill but I think I'm gonna hang out here. Like
I'm
she
going to stick
clearly cares
around.
about her, she clearly cares about him but he's gonna
Like,
you know
legitimately, though. Like, Dad, I don't want you to go. Come, please, please come back with me. Nah,
yeah
pussy.
I'm chilling, yeah I'm chilling in Silent Hill
Yeah, like
because it's actually
I haven't had sex in a while.
yeah yeah it was they definitely didn't know how to tie it all together at the end.
They
That
really
was
didn't.
like just not not sticking the landing at all
Right.
because even with yeah I
Yeah.
don't know
And they definitely sequel baited with that and then the ending too. So like the ending, Vincent, Sharon, Heather, Alessa, um,
yeah
they hitchhike and get on a truck. And as they get in the truck, they pass a sign that said, "You're now leaving Silent Hill," and like the fog disappears. But
yeah
then like this police cruiser with this police bus go back this way, and the camera fades and turns around and says, "You're entering Silent Hill," and it goes straight into fog. I'm like, okay,
yeah
cool idea, but you're definitely sequel baiting. Like it's
yeah
1000% trying to get, okay, we'll see you next time.
which is like why I didn't even bother to look up like if there was a sequel to this
I'm
or
sure
like
there
something
probably
that came
was.
after
I'm sure there
but
was.
yeah I
I I,
again
I don't
I
think there was
hate when
another Sean Bean
movies
one.
yeah I hate when movies end just right after like they're done basically telling you like the story.
Right,
Like I do like a little bit of follow up, and this just like you said, just you end with Sean Bean staying there. Then yeah, they hitchhike on that truck,
right,
and then it's just like okay, we show the sign, and then like yeah, you're now entering. Didn't really like I don't know. It just felt like okay, we just blazed. It felt like a ride. It felt like a
yeah,
theme park ride.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Where like if you go on the Mummy ride at Universal, like you see all these things that are references to the movies,
hmm,
but there's no like actual plot. Like
right,
this is just a plot, just have the bare minimum of a plot and tell you all these things that later on you can't remember and it's don't have any meaning. But
right.
that's what it felt like to me, like a ride,
Hmm.
but
I'm
an
with you on
hour and a
that.
half ride that sometimes felt too long and also too short.
Right.
Like I don't know, you've seen a lot more bad movies than me, so you probably have had that where you feel like you're like this movie feels like it never ends, it's never going to end, but it also feels like I blinked and the movie was over.
Right. Well, and that's the thing is it's very weird in the fact that like yeah, it is kind of strange how it could feel too long and too short. Because you're exactly
Yeah,
right in that fact that it is definitely too long and too short. I, I don't want to give this movie 15 more minutes, but I kind of do in the fact that like it probably does need more time to develop some of these ideas,
yeah,
but
it felt like it was too short for what it wanted to do, which
right.
is like familiarize you with these like plot devices and
Hmm.
characters and stuff,
Yeah.
but it was too long for how it approached it because like even though there was something always going on,
Hmm.
it was like very hard to focus.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I
I
guess
agree.
that's where like I guess that's where I don't know like this movie how most people would react because I think most people probably wouldn't see it as negatively as I do, but I guess I'm not like a super like, you know, uh like I think I know what I'm talking about with movies. I'm entertained by dumb fun movies too.
Oh, same.
But this wasn't that.
Right. No, it definitely was dumb, but not fun. Like
Yeah.
yeah, this did not fall in the dumb fun category for sure.
Like
There was some
I think if they
scenes,
took time,
yeah, there
maybe,
was some
but
scenes that definitely could have done better. I think if they gave more love to the source material, I think that's my thing that would have made this better. I think they took from the source material, but just took. Like it was no, okay, we're just gonna take this because we love this part of it, but we don't want to give any credit to it. That's
yeah.
that's my main issue with this movie. Yeah, and then like some of the stuff was just stupid in the fact that like, oh, he has the seal just glowing in his chest. Like, like it works in a video game because yes, you need those weak points and stuff like that, but you can also drag out a boss fight and like that glowing weak point only appears in certain times.
Yeah.
Um, in a movie, it's like you can't have that going on forever. You can't do a boss fight forever. So it looks dumb when there's just a glowing weak point and this person's being carried and they can literally just yoink, here we
Well,
go.
and like was she like locked in the room with him or something? Because she couldn't escape, right? Or at least
Right.
she
She
was
couldn't
like pinned
escape.
against the wall.
Yeah.
So the only two purposes he served basically was to one, now complete this key item that is needed to move the plot along. And then the other thing is to break out of the room, right? Because
Right.
he's carrying her when he breaks them out of the room.
Yep.
So you're just moving them out of the room and you're just making this item now that was once and he just revealed, I guess, information about his relation to like Vincent and all that. Like,
Right.
but other than that, like, it was just like another. If they cut that part out of the movie out, I wonder how much stronger they could have made other parts of it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
But they were
Oh,
just
there's
trying to
definitely some
just,
parts. Like, I'm trying to think of a scene that we just did not need. And
I mean, even like the nurse scene where like it's just serves the purpose of one once again like referencing these like creatures from the game
mhm,
and then just having Vincent be locked up and so that she has to like rescue him but
right.
like I think you there's very few scenes that you probably have to keep, you know what
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
like
I could
most
have
of it you
gotten rid
could
of that
probably
whole
just
thing. You could have just had Vincent be really, you could have killed him at that point, honestly. I know you
yeah
wouldn't have because he was a love interest and everything like that. But at that point, he served no other purpose except just to tell you to get to the sanctuary under the amusement park. And
yeah
the way she kept stumbling into things, like she got into the vent and ended up at the asylum.
yeah
Like and we all went, okay, she's at the asylum now. Like, yeah, it wasn't great, but she kept getting to places like that, and it was just like, okay, cool, you ended up there. Fine.
I, I think with a video game you move players along those places in a way that makes a lot more sense, you know
Right.
what I mean, or like you have a cutscene or something like that,
Right.
but with a movie it's like you don't want to show them driving every time from
Right.
setting to setting. And so that's why I think, yeah, like even
Mhm.
when the PI is following her and stuff, like you go through all these different settings that feel like completely different movies at this
Yep.
point, you
Yep.
know, especially because it's, a lot of it is CGI'd and it hasn't aged the best.
Right. I agree with that. All right. Out of five, what are you giving this thing?
Oh man, I'm an asshole. I guess I would say it's like a one. Like if it's on and you
That's
got
not an
nothing going
asshole.
on.
No, people have given movies much worse.
Out of five, it's one talisman keys of Metatrons out of five keys of Metatron.
Keys of
Is it
Metatron.
the? I don't even know what it was anymore.
Seal of
Yeah,
Metatron, but yeah, close
Seal of
enough. That's
Metatron.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's close enough. That's good.
it's MacGuffin.
MacGuffin of
one
Metatron.
one MacGuffin out of five MacGuffins. Yeah.
Um, okay, if I was comparing this to a good movie, I probably would be around that one.
Yeah.
Comparing it to the bad movies I've seen, it's a 2 out of 5.
Oh.
Um, 2 out of 5. I was gonna use Metatrons. Damn. 2 out of 5. I gotta think of something now. 2 out of 5 cannibal scenes that didn't need to be in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 out of 5. Like I said, it's just a lot of this movie did not need to happen. It needed more love to the source material, and then I really, really wish I don't like mannequins.
Mhm.
So I don't get creeped like I don't get oh I get creeped out by them, but I don't get scared of them. So like the mannequin spider was a good thing for me. Um, because that had a little more tension for me. I just wish they would have stayed longer on that, but I like the concept of it. So
Yeah.
that was one of those ones where I'm like sitting there going, I like this. This is good. I want this.
It's got a
Um,
good silhouette.
yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. So like that was the one where I was just like, yes, I'm here for this. I wish they would have spent more time with it, but I was here for that. Um, Story was confusing. Vincent sucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was yeah, yeah. And Sean Bean didn't die. So
Yeah.
that
If that's
was
what you wanted.
that if you wanted Sean Bean to die, you probably are going to be disappointed. If you didn't want Sean Bean to die, you might be happy. I was
Yeah.
okay with Sean Bean not dying. I was a little disappointed he wasn't like a government agent or something that like end of the movie all of a sudden started getting all action packed and pew 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 wah.
Yeah.
But
He was he was just helpless dad.
yeah, he was helpless dad, which was a weird role to see him in. But yeah,
Yeah.
he protected her and then he went back to Silent Hill.
Yeah. Great protective dad.
Yeah.
2 out of 5. That means that's pretty bearable though. Like that
Um,
that I might watch on a flight. You know what I mean? Like if I'm flying from here to Florida, got to fly for an hour and a half, and that movie's on, I might throw it on
I
just
could
because of
watch this again compared to some of the other shit I've sat through.
yeah. But the shitty part is, I think some of the shit you've seen, they were trying to be bad or knew they were bad, and this was, I think, they thought they were kind of being good. I think that I don't think that they were being full blown insulting to the viewer. I think they were trying. They
Yeah,
just like I think they just were like I think at this point they didn't know how much viewers are willing to like just kind of digest if you show them and kind of move them through the plot
right,
versus just tell them a bunch of stuff and show them the characters and things they want to see and they'll be happy. I think at
right,
this point we know that that's not enough with like translating media, but
right. Yeah, I'm looking at my list here, and I definitely have it above Alone in the Dark. That's for sure. Um, that movie was terrible. Like comparing it to other video game movies. Um, Trying to think what other video game movies we've covered. I'm putting it
is
above.
it is it better than the old Street Fighter movie? Like that's bad where it's good, you know?
I think I
Is
like the
it
old Street Fighter movie better, but I haven't watched that in a very long time.
or the original or the Mario the 90s Mario movie, Super
I
Mario
love
with
the 90s Mario movie, so I
uh
I actually think I'll have a hard time saying it's better than that. I have
yeah,
not covered a
that's
lot of
fair.
video game movies on here.
That's
It's definitely
fair.
better than Alone in the Dark.
Not
What
better
other?
than Annihilation.
Not better than Annihilation. I will defend Annihilation until the day I die. Better than Borderlands, barely, but better.
That's a good point because I know that one was really bad. I haven't seen that and I actually have played Borderlands, but I knew it was bad from the jump and I heard it was bad.
So
I heard it wasn't even like fun bad.
I'm a bad judge for that one because I never played Borderlands. I have this two above Borderlands, like all time list for movies I've covered on this thing.
Two above Borderlands. That might be fair. I
Yeah.
haven't seen Borderlands. I'll have to watch and get back to you. But
Yeah, I watched Borderlands, but I never played Borderlands, so I'm an unfair judge of it because I don't have like a love for the IP.
yeah,
I went in just completely blind and was like, okay, kind of thing.
yeah,
I have it 22nd on my list of bad movies I've seen for this podcast. So
22nd like of all time.
yeah, of bad
How
movies I've
many
seen for
is
this
the
podcast.
on the list?
I have stand
Like, what
by
is a cap at? Because I'm
62
sure.
films.
Oh, so it's in like the upper 30 30th percentile or something. Is that
Yeah,
correct
something like
math?
that.
Not great
It
at
is
math.
right below Avengers Grimm, but right above The Haunting 1999.
Oh man. Okay. 20, yeah, I mean, that sounds about, if I in my head, if I was thinking about all the bad movies ever, it's probably not like the worst, but it's pretty bad.
It's yeah, it's
And I think the fact that it's just not enjoyable is like what, because like
yeah,
even the ones we were talking about or naming, those are at least enjoyable bad,
right.
like the or even like some comic book or superhero, like the original Spawn,
Yeah, right.
movie with
I enjoy
like that's
Spawn. It's not great, but I
yeah,
do enjoy it.
like
I don't
that's bad, but it's still fun. This
Yeah,
is
right.
just like I don't know what happened with it, but
Yeah. My
it
number
took
one
itself
is
too serious at times, I guess.
my number one is still The Mousetrap. So take with that what you will.
I have not seen that. I
Oh,
have
that
to
one was
look it
great.
up for reference.
It's ridiculous, but it was great. I had a very good time with that one. It's terrible, but I had a great time with it.
I'll have to
So
look
yeah.
it up to see. Let's try that movie. Oh, that's the one that came out. I had a feeling this is what you're talking about.
Yep.
It's the okay.
Yep. Yep, exactly.
That that probably would be bad though. But
Yeah.
again, those I think they know they're going to be bad.
Oh
Like
yeah,
this, you
it
said
was
with a
terrible.
budget of 20 million or whatever.
Yeah.
Was that the budget? 20 million?
This one, yes.
Yes, that was yeah, that's a lot of money to
Yeah.
for this to be the result, in my
Well, a lot of
opinion.
that
But
probably went to like getting
Sean
the
Bean,
IP for it.
that
So,
makes sense.
but yeah. All right, Sergio. Well, thank you for joining me, buddy. I
Of
appreciate it.
course, dude. I
Yeah.
wish I had more wisdom as far as the movie, but I'm glad to know that I'm not the only one who was kind of confused on it.
Oh,
Um,
I think a lot of people were going to be confused that watched this thing.
yeah, and I'm gonna try to look up a video after this probably just to see what I love trying to at least understand, you know, like okay, what were the themes and stuff like that. But I don't think that was
I don't
much
think it
into
was a you thing.
consideration.
Yeah, I don't think it was a you thing.
Yeah.
But that'll do it for this episode of Game for a Movie, where we ask, are you game for a movie? For Sergio and me, Mike, we will see you next time on the Game for a Movie podcast. Bye.
Bye.